Hello everyone, welcome to In the Clouds, our first ever weekly travel news video for our new business Travel Jumble, which launches today. We're super excited to be able to get this business going so we can help you all save big on travel. Just before we get into our first bit of travel news, can we just say, as we are launching today, it'd be amazing if you could go over to www.traveljumble.com, take a look around and see what you think, and if you want, you can sign up. We have an amazing sign up offer available. We have 100 paid memberships we are giving away absolutely free. All you need to do is sign up to the free plan and we'll provide you with all the same benefits that a paid member will have. Okay, so without further ado, let's go on to our first look into the world of travel news. If this is your first time on the channel and you enjoy what we do, please click the subscribe button. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos we release. So our first bit of news today is regarding low-cost airline Wizz Air, who are based out of London Luton. They're going to be offering some new routes this summer. They've already started flying again to some destinations, but they have made a point of wanting to get Britain flying again. So the 4 new routes that they're going to be putting out are Mallorca, Malaga in Spain, and Fuerteventura and Lanzarote in the Canary Islands. Sticking with low-cost airlines, EasyJet have announced that they are looking to reduce their staff by approximately 30% due to COVID-19. There's going to be quite a few updates throughout this video of how COVID-19 has affected the industry. But it's not surprising to hear based on what other companies have been doing, and EasyJet have also come out and said they don't believe that numbers or travelling numbers will be back to normal until at least 2023. Seems a long way off, and I hope it bounces back sooner than that, but we'll just have to wait and see. Airline giant American Airlines are cutting a further 5,000 jobs from their management and support staff. This comes shortly after 39,000 jobs have also been lost there due to early retirement and voluntary leave. So it'll be interesting to watch this space to see if anything else affects American Airlines from this COVID-19 outbreak, and we'll keep you posted on that. And a final piece of airline news in China. They have released some good news that their air travel has reached about 50% now of what it was doing at the same time in 2019. So the numbers are going up there. So hopefully over the next months and 1 to 2 years, we'll see those numbers getting back to almost where they were. Here in the UK, one of the big pieces of news recently coming out from the government is that they're going to introduce a 14-day quarantine period for anybody coming into the UK. Now that would also include, for example, if I left the country and went on holiday and came back, there would be a 14-day quarantine period. There's been a lot of hitbacks in the travel industry regarding this, saying that it is just going to be another nail in the coffin for the travel industry. So it appears that some of the biggest companies in the travel industry here in the UK have written to the Home Secretary in the government, Priti Patel, to request that this ruling is withdrawn with immediate effect. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. My personal thought was a 14-day quarantine would be extremely harsh, but maybe it was something that would change very quickly, and certain countries would be banned from allowing people to travel to and from the UK, and other measures as well. So we'll see what happens with that, and I'll keep you updated. UK travel operator TUI have also pushed their cancellations for all beach holidays out until the 30th of June. No idea yet whether they will be starting straight after that or not. There are lots of countries beginning to open up around Europe, so it will be interesting to see if they reopen shortly after that. And flights such as Ryanair and EasyJet are all starting to fly, barring any new restrictions from mid-June, early July. So let's hope the beach holidays can start to resume as well. And also in the UK, we have the first port in the UK, so Portsmouth International Port have introduced temperature screening. So any cruise line that is working out of Portsmouth International can request that their passengers can be screened for their temperatures prior to boarding. So another positive step there in trying to get the travel industry going again in the UK. We mentioned China earlier, looking good with their domestic travel. Their neighbours Japan, they have also now removed their state of emergency, and they are hoping that their domestic travel sector over the next few months can start to help rebuild their economy. So no idea yet on when they would be looking to potentially allow international flights back into the country, but I think for at least the next month or two they're going to be looking at getting their own people moving around the country and getting that domestic travel industry stabilised again before any international flights are going back in. Over in the United States, our favourite place to visit, Disney World in Florida, they have announced their reopening plans for their theme parks. Now this is just for the US visitors only, as we are still unable to fly from other parts of the world. So their 4 theme parks are being staggered with their opening dates. So the Animal Kingdom and the Magic Kingdom will be opening on July 11th, and Hollywood Studios and Epcot will be on July the 15th. This follows Disney Springs, which is already just opened, which is their entertainment and shopping district. Now it'll be interesting to see how these reopenings go. I think they will be as busy still as they can be. America seems to be opening up quite quickly, and people seem to want to be reopened there. So we will keep you updated on any changes there, and I've heard there is going to be an announcement for potentially for the UK customers visiting Disney World today. So if that does come out, I'll feature that in the next travel video that we do. So watch this space. A piece of news that came out and shocked me was that in the US, car rental giant Hertz have filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So for a company that size and that well known to be doing that, it just shows you how bad the coronavirus outbreak has impacted some of these companies. That doesn't mean that they're going under, so don't worry if you have a booking with them. It doesn't look like that is happening. It looks like they're trying to reorganise the business internally as we speak, so it'll be interesting, and any further updates that we find we will pass over. So yeah, I wouldn't go cancelling any of your bookings yet. And a final piece of news coming out of America is that hotel giant Marriott are looking to potentially further reduce their staff. This comes on top of them extending their furloughs for current staff out until October. Moving on to some cruise news. So Virgin have been looking to start up their cruise line Virgin Voyages this year. However, for the second time, and due to COVID-19, they've had to delay that launch until October. So anyone travelling, I believe on the ship Scarlet Lady, before that point, or was scheduled to travel before October, they can request from Virgin Voyages a 100% refund. So let's hope that the cruise industry, which I know is going to be massively effective, and there's some big losses there for some big companies, let's hope that the cruise industry picks up again soon, and Virgin Voyages don't become a bigger casualty of this situation, and that they can get their business started. The cruise companies Costa, Ada and Marella have all announced that their cruises will be cancelled up until the end of July, roughly at the moment. So they all do European cruises. So hopefully with Europe starting to open up, and a lot of countries trying to get their travel industry going again. We'll see cruises starting around the July, August time as well. A positive piece of news in the cruise industry is regarding river cruises. Swiss operator Scylla have announced that all 34 of their fleet of boats are up and running again. They're going to be running with reduced passengers. They are also going to be having a doctor on board each boat. So if there was an outbreak or a risk, it can be dealt with swiftly. And face masks are also going to be mandatory. So a bit of good news there as well. Over in the Caribbean, we have seen that many of the islands are starting to have talks about reopening for tourism. The latest being the Turks and Caicos Islands, who will look to open around the 22nd of July. So good news there. Once they are ready, they have said all flights internationally will be welcome. Again, so that's good news coming out of the Caribbean there. A lot of these small islands rely almost solely on tourism, so it's good to see that they're moving again. So that concludes this week's travel news video, and our first ever travel news video. We'll be back at the same time next week with more stories from the world of travel. We hope you found this video enjoyable and informative. If you did, please click the subscribe button and also on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos we release. I'd just like to say, if you have watched it, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Like I said, our business has launched today, and any support we get is brilliant. So thank you very much if you have been watching, and we'll see you next week.